Hi everyone and welcome back to Footy Hour. This weekend it's Jazz weekend. I'm here repping Germany, 2014 World Cup champions.
4-1 winners at Baku.
France League 1 winners PSG.
The last 30 years.
Farmers League. Yes, so this weekend we are having the Champions League finals and we're having Liverpool taking on Tottenham. So who do you think is going to win this?
I don't really care. I hope both teams lose.
I'm going with Liverpool today.
Why?
I'd rather Spurs not win the Champions League.
Yes, I'm also rolling with him and I'm going to be a Reds fan today because I really need Liverpool to take this and I can't believe Tottenham just winning a Champions League final and Arsenal lost one of them.
When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need.
So in today's questions, what do you think about Sarri's first season as a manager for Chelsea, his first Premier League team, and what do you think?
Basically, of course, Sarri joined in from Napoli back in the summer. His only signing was Jorginho, whom he came with from Napoli a month before the transfer window got closed, and he didn't really have much time to over pre-season and
yeah.
So basically his first season he went 13 games unbeaten, equaling the record set by Mourinho and Ancelotti.
Yes.
So basically if we were to compare his first season with the likes of Guardiola and Klopp, he did quite well. He
got Chelsea to the Carabao Cup final
and
he lost, but it was an improvement because they had lost 6-0 the previous week.
Against Manchester
Man City.
Yeah.
When he was completely torn apart by Aguero and Man City. And he also guaranteed that place finish, which took Chelsea directly to the Champions League. Yes, and then of course the Europa League final. So winning a trophy has helped his cause because we know Roman Abramovich and his stubbornness to Chelsea
managers. Yeah, I'm getting you. And for me, I think the only thing that I don't like about Sarri is his formation of play where he involves Jorginho in his midfield. Because if teams get to press him and get Jorginho, they've finished him. Teams like Manchester City, teams like Bournemouth, Tottenham completely ripped apart Chelsea because of that play.
You know, the only problem with Sarri is that he was at times in the season, especially at the beginning of the year, he was quite rigid. When teams finally discovered how to break down that Chelsea midfield, he's still stuck with the same formation, stuck with the same players, same substitution. Kovacic out, Barkley in, Kovacic out.
Yeah.
It was quite but then after some time, after so much the media and the fans were calling me out, it decided not to change things around. He started playing the likes of Loftus-Cheek instead of Kovacic and Barkley, and also brought in Hudson
and Emerson
Alonso, who's had a terrible season, I think, for Chelsea. So otherwise, I think he's had quite a good season.
Good first season.
So
you can say his season was better than Guardiola and Klopp.
Yes, consider that Guardiola was battered 4-0 by Leicester and Everton in his first season.
Klopp,
on the other hand, came in when Liverpool were in 6th position after Rodgers left.
Finished
8th. And they also lost in the Europa League final.
Yeah.
But there are also rumors coming in today in the morning that I don't know, by the time this video comes out, he might have gone to Juventus.
Yes, rumors are quite something, and they're saying that he might be moving to Turin, Juventus.
But I think it's his agent. You know, they also have their way of trying to get a better deal for Sarri.
Yeah.
And also to take off the pressures that now Chelsea can start on trying to keep Sarri and trying to do things his way. Because Chelsea, we also know the board is also quite stubborn. They don't give the manager the free way to do his stuff at the club.
But it will be interesting to see him at Juventus, whether he'd be able to play with the egos such as Ronaldo. You know, Ronaldo there are some players you can't manage. Look at Tuchel for example at PSG. He's unable to manage the likes of Verratti and Neymar. So it will be quite interesting to see him at Juventus. The only problem now is who do you think Lampard will be a great replacement for him at Chelsea? And that's the thing now. That's the issue.
I don't think Lampard is yet. It has reached that level of a Chelsea manager yet. He should have some more experience.
So you can say that actually he's improved the team from Antonio Conte's era.
Yes.
to where he is right now? Has he
It's
improved?
hard to judge Conte for that because Conte also won a Premier League title and an FA Cup. So what you can say is that he's changed the philosophy of the
Just to the club from a defensive team to a more attacking. Because at Napoli it also took time for him to like gel the team into playing that kind of football. Because he first started off with a 4-3-3, which it failed. He went to a 4-2-3-1, it failed. He kept tingling the formation until he finally got that one formation. After that, in the second season, they were second with 86. Then in the last season, they were at, was it that the one which they pushed Juventus to the last. So what I think is just give him time. Just give him time because Sarri just Chelsea and just build this
what he
process.
started.
Yes, on what he started. Because especially the transfer ban, it will be difficult for Chelsea to bring in another manager.
Yeah, not even a manager, even the players.
The players.
Because they can't get like Sarri players. You know, you see like how he had Hamsik at Napoli.
Yeah.
He's lacking like his idea of players who can execute his football.
Yeah, so if he's to continue in Chelsea next season, he could be trouble for the top two teams, that is Man City and Liverpool.
Not really. I don't think so. But he'd be third place and maybe reach maybe the Champions League semi-finals. It just depends. It depends.
And it also depends on what group Chelsea are going to in the next season.
Yes. But as it was for me, like I just keep Sarri, which I keep Sarri there and maybe bring in Lampard after maybe 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Not now. Otherwise it will be bad.
Let him earn some experience first and then he can take over later, but not now.
Yeah, so I think for Sarri, it's been quite a season for him, and I think Chelsea should stay with him for some while. On to the next question, and who do you think has been the most unfulfilled potential? Which player do you think as a footballer hasn't lived up to all the expectations that we really had for him? Start us off, Karubia.
I'll go for Alexander Pato. Alexander Pato in 2007 was listed as one of the third most exciting teenager.
Pato, the Brazilian.
Yeah, the Brazilian. And he signed for AC Milan at age 16.
16.
Yes,
Wow.
and in that first season he scored 14 goals in 27 games.
14 goals at 16 years.
Yes,
Wow.
in 27 games. And that gave us the impression like this is going to be like the next world best footballer. But he's not been able to live up to those expectations. He's won the Golden Boy Award, he's won the Serie A Young Player of the Year Award. But he's never been able like to show his potential. And now he's 30, he was playing in China and now he's at Sao Paulo. Yes. He has only
Was
made
it injuries or what happened? What happened to him?
Pato, more of a loss of form and inconsistency, can
Yeah.
call it inconsistency. Because there's this time that he'll play so well, he'll do well for his team, and then the next time he's like off.
I also remember there was a time he came to Chelsea during the season when Mourinho left.
The
15-16 season. I remember when he came in on loan back in January. He only scored 1 goal. I remember.
He only made 2 appearances from January to May.
Wow.
With only 1 goal. Yeah.
And
For me, I'd go with Daniel Sturridge. Of course, he started his career at Man City in the City Academy. He stayed there for 3 years and went to Chelsea. And I think his only best season at Chelsea was during the AVB season.
Yeah.
This one when he won the Champions League, I remember, because I remember AVB he preferred playing Sturridge over Drogba. So I remember for the first half of the season before Di Matteo came in, he was playing.
Yeah, he was playing, he was starting almost all the games.
I remember even in the Napoli defeat, 3-1 defeat, I remember he was a striker. I remember he used to wear the number 15. Then after that season, it's when he left for Liverpool. He was signed for 12 million.
was it worth it?
It was worth it because
It was worth it, but Chelsea let him, I think, on the cheap.
it was worth it because I remember in this first season in Liverpool, like the season where he got 21 goals. 21 goals. He's actually the top scorer for Liverpool.
In the SAS,
Suarez
Sturridge.
season, I remember. That was the season he got 21 goals. Actually, he's only gotten up to 21 goals twice. And double figures twice. That one, and I think at Chelsea where he got 11 goals. So basically, Sturridge, it's a case of injuries because he has had 18 different injuries from the calf injuries, ankle problems, hamstrings, missing a total of over 600 days. That's 2 years for footballer missing out. He's now aged 29. Surely this is his last season in a big club. He's now going to play for the likes of West Ham.
He's not even behind Origi in the
pecking order at Liverpool.
Yeah.
We don't forget about him until recently when he scored against Chelsea. Remember that's one old road Stamford Bridge.
Yes.
Everyone had forgotten about Sturridge.
Yeah,
and he
until
scored.
that wonder goal.
So basically, it's all about injury for Sturridge because I remember he was quite promising. His last English Cup for England was back in 2017. I remember.
Yeah.
So injuries. So Sturridge.
That's person who was big.
Must speak. Yes.
For me, I'll have to go with Mr. Why Always Me.
Mario, Super Mario.
Yes, Mario Balotelli. I think Mario Balotelli, he's a world-class player and he's a forward who I think hasn't lived up to his potential because he has spectacular goals, but I'm not still finding his impact in the world of football because he started off at Inter Milan, moved on to Manchester City.
Oh, he had a nice.
Yes,
he had a great season.
He had a great season because he won the league at 21 years.
His only assist was the Aguero
Yes,
goal.
the Aguero goal. Won the league at 21 years and moved on to Liverpool, moved on to AC Milan, went on to Nice, and now he's at Marseille. He hasn't lived up to his potential because I think Mario Balotelli could have actually won a Ballon d'Or at
Yes,
his
he was
prime.
touted, he was touted as one of the players who can win the Ballon d'Or.
Yes, he could have actually won a Ballon d'Or at his time, and he hasn't lived up to his potential because right now, I think he's coming back because at Marseille now he's got 15 appearances with 8 goals, which on the other side we have players like Mbappe who are hitting 30 and going sky high, but I think he's a player who hasn't lived up to his potential because he has had so many stories of arrogance and
It's more of attitude.
yes, his
His
attitude.
discipline.
Yeah, you can remember the shoulder tap versus Norwich City. Yeah, you can. But he was actually a good player because he played with in the Euro 2012 champions.
2012, when he eliminated Germany.
How
Yes.
old is he right now?
Right now he's 28 years and he single-handedly eliminated Germany with a header and a shot in the game.
I remember the 2-1 win.
Yes,
the-
moving on to the finals where they lost to Spain, where they were brutally murdered by Spain 4-0. So that's the player that I think hasn't lived up to his potential.
More also, if not for his indiscipline, I think Balotelli would
Yes.
have done well. Because Italy at the moment is lacking that number 9, that
But they have
figure
Immobile.
at the top
Immobile.
of
They have
that.
Immobile.
Yeah.
They have Immobile.
But Immobile plays well for Lazio, but does he replicate it in the national team? He doesn't replicate it in the national team.
Yeah, so the only thing I think is Mario Balotelli. His arrogance is what is killing him. Because I even remember the day after PSG were the game that after PSG were beaten by Manchester United. They were going to play Marseille in the league, and inside Mario Balotelli's jersey, he had worn a Manchester United jersey, and he was waiting to actually score a goal and show off his Manchester United
That's
jersey.
classic Balotelli.
Classic Balotelli for you. So I think he hasn't lived up to his potential. And so on to our last question. And who do you think has been our best Premier League striker of all time? I think I'll have to start this off, and I'll go with Henry. He was quite an exceptional player for Arsenal when he was there. The man even has a statue outside the Emirates Stadium. He's got 175 goals for the team. He's got 4 golden boots to his name. He was also part of the Invincible campaign in 2004. He's the player who has 20 plus goals in 5 consecutive campaigns. So yeah, I think he was quite the player for me.
And he also won 2 league titles, right?
Yes, sir.
Two FA Cups.
Yes, he was there since 1999 all the way to 2007.
And also remember he had 20 assists in a Premier League
Yeah.
season, which is the all-time high until now, which has not been better yet, and yet he was a striker, so that's
Yeah.
impressive.
The famous number 14 jersey.
Yeah, which now Aubameyang wears it now.
Long sleeves and gloves.
Yes, and gloves. Defenders knew
The
it was over before it even
whenever Henry
started.
had long sleeves
Yes.
and gloves.
Yeah.
As for me, I'll go with Wayne Rooney. Of course, the United legend, all-time Premier League.
Wayne Rooney.
Second on the all-time Premier League top scorer list, behind Alan Shearer on 208 goals. He's also the all-time England top scorer. So of course he joined Man United in 2004 in the summer where they also bought Gerard Piqué, and that's when also Diego Forlan left United. At that time he was the youngest, the most expensive teenager at 33 million euros. His record goals. He has won 80 goals for United. That's a goal after at an average of 0.42 goals That's a goal after every 2 games. His best times I'd say though are maybe during the times when he had a partnership with Tevez and Ronaldo.
Cristiano.
That's when they won the Champions League in Moscow and also won the league. For Rooney, I'd say for me he's actually the best, since he's the only player to have won the Premier League Player of the Month. He has won it thrice. Only Gerrard and who is it? Harry Kane have won it 4 times. He's also won the Premier League 5 times, more than any other striker.
Rooney, I remember him as an exciting teenager when he burst on into the United limelight, and he tried because he had, you can call it longevity, because he scored many goals in a couple of seasons. So I think he makes that list of some of the Premier League best strikers.
Yeah, for me, I think the way I remember Wayne Rooney, he had screamers. Wayne Rooney would actually score screamers for Manchester United. I can remember his link up with Van Persie when he came from Arsenal going to Manchester United. They were quite a duo.
And he's actually never won Player of the Year. He's only won Golden Boy award. Young Player of the Year, he's also won it. He's made it to the PFA Team of the Year thrice, and he was in 2011. He was number 5. He's 5th in the Ballon d'Or list. So he actually had a good record. So yes.
So what about you, Karobia?
I'll go for Sergio Kun Aguero. That's undoubtedly the Premier League's best striker of all time. He has 164 goals in 229 games, averaging a goal ratio of 0.69, which is quite high. We saw Wayne Rooney's was 0.42.
Actually, Rooney's was 0.42. That is higher than Aguero, Harry Kane, and also.
No, Aguero has 0.69.
0.42. Oh,
his goal ratio is 0.69, and he also has 43 assists in his Premier League time. And one of the best things about Aguero is he's not a flat track bully. He doesn't score only against the small teams. He leads the charts in goals against the top 6 teams with 46 goals, which is 18 goals clear of the next opponent. So you can see that he's a player who turns up in the big games. You all remember his goal against QPR in the 2012 the Aguero moment. Yes, and with 43 assists, you can see he's an all-rounded player, and he also has a quite number of headed goals for a diminutive player, because you can see Aguero is short. He's not like the Ronaldo heights, the Rooney heights, and yet he has 16 headed goals.
For me, it was to go rank all these 3 players. I think I'd go with Aguero because of consistency. Like he's been consistent all throughout.
12 all that time.
Yes, he's always been there. I like the likes of look at Rooney, for example. He had his last 2 seasons at United. He had 8 goals and 8 goals, 6 goals. Then he went to Everton, scored 10. So so when it comes to maybe because they are older, Aguero is still 29. So let's see. But at the rate he's scoring goals right now, I don't think he's going to get extinguished anytime soon.
And another strong point about Aguero is that he's been able to see out different managers. Like we saw him play under Mancini when he won the league for the first time. He played under Pellegrini, won the league with Pellegrini. He's now playing under Guardiola, has won 2 league titles with Guardiola, and we all thought that Guardiola will prefer the So, and that's quite impressive for a player who can be able to work under different managers and also produce results at the top level.
So from you guys back there, I think you can drop your comments and think who do you think is going to be the best Premier League player for you as a striker? Who do you think it is? And from us here at Footy Hour, I think it's still next week. Bye.